my lovely listeners, and welcome back to Willow's Wonderful Tales. Today's story is called Yellow Roses. Rain fell down in a torrent, lightning crackled across the sky, and thunder crashed as if the storm was a symphony in itself. Astronova walked home in the storm, the droplets of rain cascading off his golden hair and onto his gray raincoat. His icy blue eyes flickered over to the watch on his wrist, only for him to discover that the watch was no longer working. Sighing in irritation, he took the watch off of his wrist, and after thinking for a moment, he decided not to throw it against a brick wall and instead stuffed it into one of the many pockets inside his raincoat. As he made his way down what he thought was his usual path, he glanced over to the side and saw rows upon rows of yellow roses surrounding what appeared to be a garden. Startled by the brightly colored flowers, he realized that he had taken a wrong turn. Once again, sighing in irritation, Aster pulled out his phone, only to discover that the battery was dead, and he was left staring at his own irritated reflection on the phone screen. And here I thought my day couldn't possibly get any worse. He threw his phone to the ground with such force that the screen cracked. He huffed and sat down on a nearby stone bench that was underneath a gazebo, sheltering him from the rain. What he failed to notice was that he wasn't the only one sitting in there. Another person with dark-colored hair and dark-colored eyes was sitting on the opposite side, her nose buried in a book, the droplets of rain falling slightly onto her bright pink raincoat. She looked up for a brief moment, and icy blue eyes met dark brown, both slightly startled at the sight of one another. The corners of her mouth turned up in a shy smile. "I didn't think anyone else would come out here, much less in the rain." Aster rolled his eyes. "I didn't even know this place existed. I took a wrong turn and somehow ended up here." She laughed lightly. "Maybe it's a good thing you ended up here. You got lucky. You could have ended up in the forest." Aster scoffed. "This is a city. There are no forests here, and if there were, I'm sure a large expanse of trees would have been cut down rather quickly. You have no sense of adventure at all, Mr. Sunshine." Aster looked taken aback at the new nickname. "That's not my name. Where did you even come up with such a ridiculous nickname? And who would have a sense of adventure in this stormy weather?" His expression made the girl want to laugh, but she held her laughter in favor of answering him. "Well, I mean, your hair is the color of the sun, and I don't know what else to call you. You didn't introduce yourself to me." "You didn't introduce yourself either, little Miss Bookworm," he retorted rather quickly. "I'm Wisteria Valerian. Nice to meet you." "Astronova, the pleasure is all mine, Miss Valerian. If you wouldn't mind me asking, I'm curious about something. Do you own this garden?" "Not exactly. I just take care of it for a friend, and in return they let me come here whenever I want. The garden is open to the public, but no one's been around in years. Perhaps I'll be the first person to visit when it's not raining this much. I don't suppose you have something I could charge my phone with, or perhaps some directions on the way out?" he asked. "I'll take you up on that offer. I don't have a charger, but I can show you the way out," she said, grabbing a large black umbrella decorated with pink polka dots and holding it over the both of them. Aster and Wisteria walked in comfortable silence until they reached the entrance of the garden, the same path of yellow roses still following them. "Why are there so many yellow roses?" he asked Wisteria before he left. This time she didn't hold back any laughter before she answered. "Yellow roses mean friendship. Anytime you see yellow roses and cross paths with someone, that means the two of you will always remain friends. At least, that's what the legend says." "Well, in that case, I hope we can get to know each other more. I would love to come and see the garden when it's not raining so much. Until next time, Miss Valerian." With that said, Astronova walked home, finally in the right direction, and Wisteria watched him go until she could no longer see his silhouette in the rain. She turned and walked back into the garden, awaiting the next time he would come.